A very good evening to all the GTNL family members. First of all, I, Varun Saxena, founder of this group, wishes you a very happy World's Ozone Day 2021. We are celebrating this event in the form of writing contest, art and craft contest, as well as plantation contest since last 2 days. And believe me, we have got a wonderful response from our GTNL family members. I would like to thank you all for participating in various events held in last 2 days. Today, in our panel, we have four distinguished guests with us who all are eminent environmentalists and biotechnologists from Uttarakhand. Also, we have our group admin Mani Saxena with us, who will now introduce you to all our distinguished guests. So, over to you, Mani.
Thank you, Varun Saxena. First of all, I would like to wish each and every member of Gardening to Next Level group a very happy World Ozone Day. So, proceeding our session, first of all, I would like to welcome Dr. Balwant Rawat. Dr. Balwant Rawat, a very warm welcome to our live session for today.
Thank you, Maniji.
Okay, so I would like our audience to know a bit about Dr. Balwant Rawat. So, Dr. Balwant Rawat is an ecologist from Graphic Era Hill University, Dehradun. And if we talk about his awards and honors, he has got Young Scientist Award received from Honorable Vice President of India in 107th Indian Science Congress to 2020. Then Uttarakhand Ratan Award received from Governor Uttarakhand for outstanding contribution in the field of forest research and education 2019. Teachers Associateship for Research Excellence Award from Scientific and Engineering Research Board, Government of India 2018. International Young Scientist Award by International Young Scientist Association 2018. Scientist of the Year Award by National Environmental Science Academy, New Delhi 2017. Best Slogan Award by Honorable Chief Minister, Uttarakhand, India 2017. Young Scientist Award by Uttarakhand State Council for Science and Technology, Uttarakhand, India 2015. And Fast Track Young Scientist Fellow Award by Department of Science and Technology, Government of India 2014. A very warm welcome, sir.
Thank you, Mani. Thank you, Varunji, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be a part of this session. And I'm very much delighted to be a part of this session because today I'm getting opportunity to share my views on this, very important day, World Ozone Day. And I welcome all the members of this Gardening to Next Level group. And I hope they will be, getting some important information through the session today. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome,
Thank you, sir. You're most welcome. Okay, now over to Dr. Janvi Mishra. Dr. Janvi Mishra, a very warm welcome to our show. First of all, I would like to introduce you to our audience. Dr. Janvi Mishra is an biotechnologist from Society for Conservation of Nature, Rewa, Madhya Pradesh. And if we talk about her awards and honors, she is the recipient of the Young Scientist Award by Uttarakhand State Council for Science and Technology 2019, recipient of the Scientist of the Year Award by National Environmental Science Academy, New Delhi, India 2018, recipient of Distinguished Women Scientist Award by USERC, Department of Science and Technology, Government of Uttarakhand 2018. Then recipient of Fast Track Young Scientist Award from Department of Science and Technology, Government of India 2014. Recipient of Best Presentation Award in Sarawak, Malaysia 2011. Recipient of Women Scientist Fellow Award, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India 2011, as well as she is a recipient of Canadian Commonwealth Fellowship 2011 Postdoctoral Fellow. A very warm welcome to Dr. Janvi Mishra.
Thank you very much. Thank you वरुण. सबसे पहले तो आप सभी को ओजोन दिवस की विश्व ओजोन दिवस की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं. And also, I would like to say very special thank to Ms. Mani Saxena and Mr. Varun Saxena for organizing such a nice program and giving this wonderful opportunity to me. I am sure this program will be very fruitful to all of us and especially for our youngsters. Thank you,
Ma'am,
Mani.
it's our pleasure to have you with us.
Yes, it's an honor to have you with us. Okay, so let's move to our another guest for tonight, Dr. Shraddha Bisht. Dr. Shraddha Bisht is an environmentalist, World Bank funded project in state water and sanitation mission Uttarakhand. About her awards and research, she has done PhD in environmental science from Gurukul Kangri University, Haridwar, received gold medal from Indian Academy of Environmental Science, published several research papers in national and international journals, conducted research on cumulative environmental impacts of hydropower project in Alaknanda Valley, worked in several national and international development projects, as well as she is presently working as environmental consultant. So a very warm welcome, Dr. Shraddha Bisht.
Welcome, ma'am.
I
Ma'am,
think,
unmute yourself, ma'am.
yeah.
Good evening,
are we
everyone.
audible?
First of all,
Yeah.
I would like to thank Ms. Mani Saxena, Mr. Varun Saxena for inviting all of us to share our views on this event. And I would like to also congratulate them and all the GTNL family for creating such a good awareness, environmental awareness, and encouraging the people for planting the more trees. Thank you so much. And I hope this will continue in future also.
Sure, ma'am. A very warm.
Very warm welcome, ma'am.
Okay, so let's move on to our another guest, Dr. Sumit Purohit. Dr. Sumit Purohit is an environmental biotechnologist from Uttarakhand Biotechnology Council, Biotech Bhavan, Pantnagar, Uttarakhand, India. If we talk about his awards and honors, he has got Uttarakhand Young Scientist Award 2011 under biotechnology discipline, organized by 6th Uttarakhand State Science and Technology Congress 2011, as well as he has got Uttarakhand Ratan Award 2018. A very warm welcome, sir. Sumit sir, are we audible? I think there is a net issue.
Yeah.
Okay. I think he is.
Yeah, he must be connecting.
Yeah. Okay, so let's proceed further, Varun. Now over to you. I think he has again joined us.
Yeah, we can just wait for 20 seconds, I guess.
Okay. Or you can just continue with the session.
Okay. So
Yeah.
fine. So my first question will be to Dr. Balwant Rawat. Sir, can you please tell us what is the perception of a forest ecologist towards conservation of plants?
Thank you, Varun. Thank you for asking such a wonderful question. And before moving further, I just want to introduce the term ecology. Ecology is the discipline where we learn about the life in the forest. Actually, how trees and the plants behave, how they act, how they survive. And the information about this particular aspect is known as ecology. So ecological aspects are very, very important when we are, working in the such areas where we talk about ozone depletion, the oxygen, expansion, and the carbon sink kind of issues. So my perception about the conservation of the forest is that an ecologist has dedicated his life, the whole life, to understand the behavior of the plant communities. And all the ecologists are working in the different disciplines. It is not limited to the tree only. It starts from the small plant and up to the climax communities, which are stable communities in the Himalaya or other areas all across the globe. So the expansion of the forest is very, very important nowadays. So if we are just talking about the ozone depletion or the health of the ozone layer, we must understand about the role of the forest in that. So forests are the main tool. Forests are the main tool which are playing a major role, because forests are the sink of the carbon and other kind of produces the pollutant which are being produced by by the industries and by the vehicles we are moving every day on the road. So in that case, the forests are becoming the most important thing. Some recent studies all across the globe have proved that the expansion of the forest is the only solution to the removal of the ozone pollutant. And if you want to keep the health of ozone layer maintained, so we must increase the forest area all across the globe. So how we can do that? So it's up to you. If you focus on the 1952 forest policy, that is the first forest policy of India. So there, among the 7 objectives, the most important objective was the expansion of the forest communities, because earlier the whole forest communities were under the control of British government, and they utilized the whole forest area for the formation of the railway sleepers, constructions, buildings, establishment of the industries and defense. So in that era, we lost a mass number of trees and the forest. And in 1952, when we uh, got independence, and we were the people who have the power of decide how to increase the forest area. So the major objective of 52 forest policy was expansion of the forest communities. So my work is related to that. I'm not directly related with the expansion of the forest communities. My work is related to understanding the pattern and processes of the forest going on in higher Himalaya in last few decades. So my study is basically based on that. I'm very much delighted to be a part of such aspect of biodiversity where I'm directly linked with the conservation and the management of the forest communities.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay.
थैंक यू सो मच फॉर दिस वैल्यूएबल आंसर। और मैं उम्मीद करता हूं कि हमारे जो व्यूअर्स इस टाइम देख रहे हैं, जो कि बहुत अच्छे अच्छे कमेंट्स कर रहे हैं, उन सबको आपकी इन बातों से बहुत सीख मिलेगी। सो ओवर टू
Thank
यू
you.
मणि।
Okay, thank you, Varun. And Balwant sir, आपने जो आंसर दिया, I think it was so impressive and so expressive कि I think हमारे जितने भी audience हैं, they have learned a lot from you.
राइट।
So now we're proceeding the session. We are moving to Dr. Shraddha Bisht. Dr. Shraddha Bisht, my question is, as Balwant sir just now told about the conservation of forest and explained it very well, in this regards, we have heard a term green bonus. Shraddha ji, please explain this term and tell us about its importance.
Yeah, sure.
Shraddha,
Actually, Dr. Balwant has explained about the importance of the forest and the initiatives being taken for the conservation of the forest. So the efforts which are being taken by the states or the countries, they should be get benefited for the conservation. So it's a money given to those states, that's called green bonus. Because obviously, if we are conserving the forest, then we should be get paid for that. At Himalayan states, especially the Himachal Pradesh, are the pioneers efforts to take the green bonus. They are demanding for the green bonus, that we are conserving the forest area. We are increasing the green cover. So we should be we should be paid for that. So basically, in a recent study done in the month of August, it said that 25% of the forest area of India act as a carbon sink for the greenhouse gas emission, and which are mainly responsible for the ozone depletion. So basically, the green bonus is the money given to the states which are doing the efforts for the conservation.
okay, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shraddha Bisht. And I think green bonus is a term now. It is very well explained by you, and our audience must have understand what is the
Yeah,
actual meaning of green bonus.
green bonus।
Now I think Sumit is back. So over to you, Varun.
या ओके, सुमित सर, एम आई ऑडिबल टू यू?
Sumit, are we audible? I
I
don't
think
think
there
so.
is some network issues there.
Yeah. Okay. So why don't you proceed with the further session with Dr. Janvi?
Fine. So my question is to Janvi ma'am. Janvi ma'am, how your work is helpful to conserve the biodiversity?
वरुण, एक्चुअली देखा जाए तो माय वर्क इज नॉट डायरेक्टली रिलेटेड विद द ओजोन और इस तरह के काम से, बट एज आई एम वर्किंग ऑन बायोडाइवर्सिटी कंजर्वेशन, तो यस यू कैन से कि हम जब जीते हैं तो वी कैन से दैट वी आर लिविंग बिकॉज वी आर ब्रीदिंग, पर
Mhm.
जो हम खाना खाते हैं दैट इज इक्वली इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर हमारे जीवन के लिए, इक्वली इम्पोर्टेंट है. व्हाट वी आर डूइंग दैट बायोडाइवर्सिटी कंजर्वेशन इज जस्ट लाइक फूड वी आर गेटिंग. तो इस तरह का काम जो हम करते हैं इन बायोडाइवर्सिटी कंजर्वेशन, यू ऑल नो दैट इंडियन हिमालयन रीजन इज नॉट ओनली नोन फॉर इट्स ब्यूटी, सीनिक ब्यूटी, it is also known for its very important unique biodiversity. It is a big and you can say very unique home of medicinal plants, and the extract of these medicinal plants are important constituents of modern medicines. What pharmaceutical companies are doing, they collect these plant material direct from the natural habitat. So what happened, these plant material are going depleted in the natural habitat. Villagers also doing the same thing because they are getting money from the pharmaceutical industry. They go to the jungle and they collect the plant material. They and also they don't collect, वो सिर्फ इतना नहीं करते कि they are collecting just leaves, वो पूरा का पूरा पौधा उखाड़ते हैं. That means they are destroying the biodiversity. So अब आपके पास दो प्रॉब्लम्स होती हैं. फर्स्ट, यू हैव टू कंजर्व योर बायोडाइवर्सिटी. हम उसे खत्म नहीं कर सकते बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ द प्लांट्स जो हमारे इतने इंपॉर्टेंट मेडिसिनल प्लांट्स थे, उनमें से काफी सारे ऐसे हैं, सम आर एक्सटेंट, सम आर इन क्रिटिकल एंडेंजर्ड कैटेगरी, सम आर इन एंडेंजर्ड कैटेगरी. बट ऑल्सो आप देखो तो अगर डिजीज और जो हमारे रिक्वायरमेंट के बेसिस पे आप देखें तो फार्मास्यूटिकल इंडस्ट्रीज आर प्लेइंग वेरी गुड रोल. हमें अपने हेल्थ केयर के लिए हमें मॉडर्न मेडिसिन चाहिए ही चाहिए, तो दे हैव टू कलेक्ट द प्लांट मटेरियल. सो वी हैव वेरी गुड ऑप्शन by which we can produce large number of plants for the use of pharmaceutical industries, and also we will be able to conserve the biodiversity. So my topic or my research is directly related, not directly related with ozone layer, but we are conserving the biodiversity, which will be conserve our animals also and plants also. So this is all about my study.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, this is actually something really very informative for all of us. बहुत अच्छा लगा ये सुनकर कि आप हम लोग के साथ साथ जानवरों सबको एक साथ आप देख रही हैं. ये बहुत ही अच्छी चीज है. Okay, so over to you, Mani.
Yeah, I am trying if Sumit is connected or not. I don't think so.
You can proceed further.
Yeah, let's move on. Okay, I just also want to ask one more question to you, Dr. Janvi. That being a biotechnologist, how do you feel that biotechnological innovation can help the environment to sustain longer?
Mani, in our research field, we use different types of techniques like tissue culture, like synthetic seed technology, like genetic transformation. तो इसमें हम लोग जैसे टिश्यू कल्चर है, टिश्यू कल्चर इज अ बायोटेक्नोलॉजिकल टेक्निक बाय विच यू कैन टेक अ स्मॉल टिश्यू पार्ट एंड यू कैन डेवलप अ होल प्लांट. और ये प्लांट्स भी स्पेशल कैटेगरी होती, स्पेशल क्वालिटी होती है विच इज नोन एज टोटिपोटेंसी. So if you are taking a small part, you can propagate the whole plant, and within a very limited time period, you can produce number of plants. जो environmental conditions हो सकती है उनका भी इस पे इफेक्ट नहीं पड़ता है, because all जो ये प्रोसेस होती है वो सारी की सारी आर्टिफिशियल कंडीशंस में होती है. अब दूसरी बात, टिश्यू कल्चर का इम्पोर्टेंस सिर्फ ये नहीं कि यू आर गेटिंग द प्लांट, ऑल्सो यू आर गेटिंग द जेनेटिकली similar plant material. Suppose you are focusing on the quality of rice के अंदर कोई बहुत अच्छा फ्रेग्रेंस आप लोग देखते हैं, कई बार हम चावल देखते हैं, कुछ some rice नोन फॉर देयर वेरी वेरी स्पेशल फ्रेग्रेंस, जैसे बासमती.
Yeah, right.
अगर बासमती के लिए अगर हम कहें कि इनका क्लोनल प्रोपगेशन कर रहे हैं तो वी विल गेट द सेम क्वालिटी, सेम फ्रेग्रेंस. टिश्यू कल्चर इज नोन फॉर दैट आल्सो. इसके अलावा इस केस में हम ये कह सकते हैं कि थ्रू टिश्यू कल्चर वी आर कंजर्विंग द बायोडाइवर्सिटी, जर्मप्लाज्म कंजर्वेशन कर रहे हैं. सेकंड थिंग होता है जैसे सिंथेटिक सीड टेक्नोलॉजी के बारे में मैंने आपसे कहा भी. सिंथेटिक सीड टेक्नोलॉजी को आप ऐसे समझ सकते हो कि यू आर टेकिंग अ स्मॉल टिश्यू एंड यू आर प्रोपगेटिंग अ सिंथेटिक, मींस यू हैव मेड एन आर्टिफिशियल सीड. उसमें हम कुछ केमिकल कंपोनेंट्स लेते हैं, सोडियम एल्जिनेट बनाते हैं और उसमें टिश्यू पार्ट डाल देते हैं प्लांट का, एंड इट विल प्रोपोगेट. तो सपोज यू आर गोइंग समवेयर, यू आर गोइंग फ्रॉम देहरादून टू लखनऊ और दिल्ली, जहां कहीं पे आप जा रहे हो, एंड यू वांट टू कैरी 100 प्लांट्स ऑफ बैम्बू. व्हाट यू विल डू, यू विल हायर अ ट्रक. लेकिन अगर आप सिंथेटिक सीड के केस में बात करो तो यू हैव टू टेक वन फ्लास्क ओनली एंड यू कैन कैरी थाउजेंड्स ऑफ द सीड्स विद यू ओनली. तो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन का जब हम लेते हैं और चीजें जब हम इस फोकस करते हैं तो पता चलता है कि दीज टेक्नोलॉजीज आर रियली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इसी तरह एक और टेक्नोलॉजी है जिसपे हम काम कर रहे हैं स्पेशली इन मेडिसिनल प्लांट्स में, दैट इज जेनेटिक ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी. मोस्ट ऑफ द प्लांट्स जो हमारे इंडियन हिमालयन रीजन में है उनमें रूट्स में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट केमिकल कंस्टिट्यूएंट्स होते हैं दैट आर आल्सो नोन एज सेकेंडरी मेटाबोलाइट्स. एक्चुअली जो मेडिसिनल प्रॉपर्टी होती है वो इन्हीं सेकेंडरी मेटाबोलाइट्स में होती है. इन नॉर्मल कंडीशन इफ यू आर कलेक्टिंग द प्लांट्स, मैंने आपको अपने फर्स्ट वाला जो आंसर मैंने दिया था उसमें आपको मैंने क्लियरली कहा था कि व्हेन लेमैन गोज टू द फॉरेस्ट दे कलेक्ट द होल प्लांट. दिस इज द रीजन बिहाइंड दैट, बिकॉज दे नीड द रूट. तो वो पूरा का पूरा प्लांट उखाड़ कर ले आते हैं. दैट्स व्हाई बायोडाइवर्सिटी इज गोइंग डिप्लीटेड. इन दिस केस यू हैव टू ग्रो द प्लांट. You have to grow the plant through tissue culture. Then take only root and propagate it. There is no need to cultivate the plant. Only root you can cultivate. And उसमें जो सबसे important plant होता है genetic transformation में, genetic transformation आप समझ सकते हैं, genetic means somewhere related with the DNA and transformation means you are going to change something. जेनेटिक ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन में एक एग्रोबैक्टीरियम राइजोजीन्स करके एक बैक्टीरिया होता है, उसका एक पर्टिकुलर टी सेगमेंट होता है, टी फॉर ट्रांसफर. टी सेगमेंट लेकर हम ट्रांसफर कर देते हैं प्लांट की जीनोम में. दैट पर्टिकुलर सेगमेंट जैसे ही न्यू प्लांट में आता है उसका प्रभाव ऐसा होता है कि उसका जो सेकेंडरी मेटाबोलाइट प्लांट का होता है वो इनहेंस कर जाता है, प्रोडक्शन बढ़ जाता है. मीन्स यू आर कल्टिवेटिंग ओनली वन प्लांट बट यू आर गेटिंग more secondary metabolites. So these are the few techniques. काफी सारी टेक्निक्स हैं बट ये थोड़ा सा ज्यादा आप कह सकते हो कि स्पेसिफिक हो जाएगा आज के हिसाब से. तो इन सारी टेक्निक्स के माध्यम से मैं अपने आप को जोड़ती हूँ डायरेक्ट इन्वायरमेंट से. बाकी इन्वायरमेंट में पोल्यूशन हमें बहुत क्लियरली पता है, ओजोन की जो प्रॉब्लम है दैट इज ऑल्सो बिकॉज ऑफ द पोल्यूशन. इस केस में हम ये देखते हैं कि जब सॉइल पोल्यूशन बहुत तेज है तो हम यूज करते हैं रेमिडिएशन के लिए, बायो रेमिडिएशन उसको यूज करते हैं. उसमें हम कुछ ऐसे माइक्रोब्स यूज करते हैं जो सॉइल में जो प्रेजेंट है पोल्यूटेंट्स उनको ब्रेक डाउन करते हैं. सो जो पहले पोल्यूटेंट्स ऑलरेडी प्रेजेंट थे सॉइल में वो जितने हार्मफुल थे उतने के बाद उतने हार्मफुल नहीं रहेंगे. सो समवेयर वी आर सस्टेनिंग अवर एनवायरनमेंट. सो इस तरह से आप कह सकते हैं कि दिस इज हाउ आई एम कनेक्टिंग माई वर्क विद द एनवायरनमेंट मैनेजमेंट और एनवायरनमेंट सस्टेनेबिलिटी.
It's really very nice to know.
Yes, it is really very nice to know, Janvi ma'am. And I think आपने जिस तरह से हम लोग को समझाया हमारे ऑडियंस को भी बहुत अच्छे से समझ में आया, because we are getting so many comments and they have understand the thing which you have taught. एक तरीके से टीचिंग ही हो गई यहाँ पे हमारे लिए.
और मैं एक चीज यहाँ पर ऐड करना चाहूंगा.
जी सर.
डॉक्टर जानवी ने अभी जैसे बताया इनका काम पूरा मेडिसिनल प्लांट पे हायर हिमालय पे बेसिकली है. हायर हिमालय की तरह ही पूरे विश्व में देर आर सेवरल काइंड ऑफ अल्पाइन रीजन्स. ऑलराइट, दे आर नोन विद डिफरेंट नेम्स. समवेयर दे आर नोन एज अपर टुंड्रा एंड कहीं पर हम उनको बुग्याल कहते हैं, कहीं पर अल्पाइन्स नाम से वो जाने जाते हैं. These landscapes are very very important because they are, you know, harboring a rich mass of biodiversity. Means in a limited area you can see there are several species. How alpines are different from the forest area? Forest is occupied by only one or two species sometimes, because forest trees are bigger in size and they are covering the bigger landscapes with only 2 or 3 species. But if you look at the bugyals or the alpine areas, there are thousands of the species surviving together in a limited landscape. And this is the beauty of the alpines. The medicinal plants which are surviving over there are becoming the major, the largest carbon sink in the world.
Okay.
So इस तरह से मेडिसिनल प्लांट पे अगर लोग काम कर रहे हैं, they are directly or indirectly contributing towards the sustainability or the health of the ozone.
Ozone. Very true, and very informative, sir. Matlab, to correlate your work with the ozone layer is,
Right.
I am learning a lot from you guys. Okay.
I'm also learning very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's move on. And I think next question, Varun, would you like to?
Yeah,
Continue?
definitely. But first of all, I would like to check Sumit sir is available or not. Sir, are we audible to you?
Hello.
Sumit sir, I
don't
think there is some bad connectivity with the network.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Fine. Shraddha ma'am, are you audible?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So my question is to Shraddha ma'am. Recently in Uttarakhand, Chamoli disaster came. We are all hearing about so many development projects in Uttarakhand. So as an environment consultant, how do you see these in development projects?
Yeah. And I have worked in many development projects. So basically, मैं बहुत basic से देती हूँ. Whenever a developmental project is proposed, EIA notification. So basically, according to that, every developmental activity to take the environmental clearance from the environment fund. So actually, what happened in that, the detailed impact study is being undertaken, and then based on the impacts are predicted. So what could be the consequences of those activities? And based on that, the mitigation measures are proposed. So basically, and then only the Ministry of Environment and Forest and cleared these projects. So there are so many acts and legislation notifications are there for the conservation of the environment. So actually, अगर हम देखें at the time of preparation of those management plan, we propose so many things. So if these things could be implemented, the environment degradation जो आज हो रहा है वो सा कम हो. Actually ये सब केवल पेपर तक ही रह जाता है. So for that, the monitoring at the higher level is very, very much important. So अगर monitoring at the higher level हो जाए, तो these things could be avoided. Secondly, system has some threshold, in a room, there are 50 people, we would not okay. And we feel suffocated because the reality of this room कि उसमें कुछ ही लोग आराम से रह सकते हैं. Ecosystem or the Himalayan region has a capacity. So basically क्या होना चाहिए? These kind of scientific studies should be undertaken for the Himalayan region. So that's it. अगर इस तरीके से अगर काम किया जाए for the plan development, then these degradation नहीं है कि hydropower, because I have worked in the hydropower, the cumulative impact assessment of hydropower project. So actually, in what happened, environmental impact assessment is being undertaken for a single project. उसको देखा जाए कि सारे projects का what would be the effect. एक कुछ combination we could suggest that these projects could be developed because these have minimum impacts and these should be avoided. So these kinds of approach should be implemented at site. ऐसा नहीं है कि development की ही site देखा जाए, ऐसा भी नहीं है कि all the development projects should be avoided. So because development is also important, at least in the Himalayan states, because these are the infrastructures for the peoples living in that. So a balance should be maintained between the development and the conservation also. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this valuable information, ma'am. So, Mani, will you like to proceed further?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Shraddha ma'am. And your answer is something like we have learned a lot from you. Okay, so let's move on to Balwant sir. Balwant sir, please unmute yourself.
Yeah, Mani.
Yeah, sir. So my question is that you have been monitoring forest dynamics in higher Himalayan forest communities, especially in biosphere reserves. Please share your experiences on present and future status of forest communities in the Himalayan region.
Yeah, first of all, I'm very much thankful to Dr. Shraddha Shah that she has raised a very important, issue over here. That
Mm-hmm.
important studies means scientific studies are need to be undertaken in the Himalayan region, especially the studies which are focused on the previous status of that a particular area and the present status of the same area. So how can we do that? Because the hydropower kind of activities uh, you know are being have been explored in last few decades only. If you go back in 60s or 70s or before independence, such activities were not there at that extent. वो आज इतनी हावी हैं कि हमको उन स्टडीज की बहुत ज़रूरत है. So my suggestions or my view is that uh, dynamics can be checked through some kind of researches. So one kind of research can be you just take the previous investigations which have already been done in that area, and now you just repeat the investigation with the same methodologies in same area, and then you can understand the ground level changes, and you can take the help of remote sensing kind of technologies. Remote sensing is an eye in the sky. So with the merge of these two technology, remote sensing and the ground level studies, you can understand the better pattern and processes which have gone in last few decades. So my recent investigation is based on that. So the research, my recent investigation is published in Environmental Monitoring and Assessment. That is one of the reputed journal and has
Yeah.
been appreciated by global readers. So in that particular research, I'm the first person. I'm confidently saying that I'm the first person from India who has, investigated the forest communities which have already been monitored in 1980s, and now we monitored them in 2016. 25 year of changes we have seen on the
Wow,
ground based on that study. So such
that is
kind of
really
investigations are
appreciable,
very,
sir.
very important. So
Yeah.
my gist of that study is that the forest areas are conserved and I would say are preserved if some kind of degree of restriction is there. So
Yes.
if we see the changing patterns in biosphere reserve, all right, biosphere reserve are the protected zones declared by the government, all right, with the inclusion of the human communities in the particular areas. So my investigation was based on Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve. It is the only biosphere reserve in Uttarakhand. So I have observed that the forest communities which were present at that time are still in the same level of dominance today. So there is no broad level canopy level change in such communities. So my conclusion is that if some kind of some degree of restriction is there in some areas, so forests are preserved. All right, I am taking you to a very, very important study, so which is being carried out in Houston, USA nowadays, and the recent investigation has been published in Proceedings of National Academy of Sciences, America, and you will be surprised to know that the issue that we raised in 1952 in our first forest policy, the expansion of the forest, is now being raised there in USA to maintain the health of ozone. So how they are doing that? The people in the Houston area, they are looking forward towards some tools which can be beneficial to maintain the health of ozone, and forest expansion is one of the major tool among them. So
Okay.
they are what they are doing. At the one side, they are just developing the catalytic converters on the car, which are helpful in the production of that, the reducing the production of harmful, pollutants like NO2 and NOx and the, aerosols. At the same time, they are expanding their forest communities with the help of plantation activities. So plantation activities are the most cost-effective way of maintaining the ozone health nowadays. And this is the issue that we raised in 1952 forest policy in India. And you all will be happy to know that we have achieved our target of raising our forest communities, the area of forest communities, from 19.7 in 1952 to 23.5 nowadays. So 5% we have raised the forest communities, including the tree cover in the country. So this is the good news for all of us. And
Really very
yeah, in this way we are, just engaged in such activities directly or indirectly. Maintaining the health of ozone doesn't mean that you just a forest ecologist is going to cities and saying people that avoid movement of cars and all that.
exactly.
I can play my role in such a way, means I can see the dynamics of the changes happened in last 20-50 years, and then I can recommend such changes to the forest management people, and they can include these management these my the outputs in their management policies. So in such way we all are tackling with such problems, and each and everyone means we are related to such issues.
Sir, actually, your speech is so encouraging for us. Like I'm feeling goosebumps in my hands, sir.
And yes, sir, I would also like to say that the way you are explaining and so much of work you have done on the forest conservation is really appreciable. मतलब उस time से
Very
लेके
nice.
इस time तक जो forest cover area जो बढ़ा है, that is really मतलब it is a
Almost
commendable.
4%.
That is a
Yeah.
great news for all of us.
Yes,
Exactly.
and I think our younger generation and our youth should learn from you, like all of you. मतलब आप
You are
जैसे
actually an inspiration for every one of us.
yeah.
Exactly. Actually, what we can do to conserve our ozone, जैसा कि अभी डॉक्टर रावत कह रहे थे कि we can plant लगाइए.
बिल्कुल.
नंबर एक तो ये है, और थोड़ा सा जितना हम कर सकते हैं, थोड़ा सा कम कार यूज कर लें, या कार यूज कर रहे हैं एसी थोड़ा सा कम चला लें.
जी
Right.
बिल्कुल.
ये सारी चीजें स्टैंडर्ड से रिलेटेड नहीं है. वी हैव टू सेव अवर अर्थ एंड टुगेदर वी विल डू बेटर, आई थिंक.
Yes.
अभी आप लोगों को पता होगा जब ये हमारा लॉकडाउन वाला हुआ है, ऑफ कोर्स पूरी दुनिया इससे प्रभावित हुई है लॉकडाउन की वजह से, है ना.
Yeah.
पेंडेमिक था और बहुत तगड़ा अफेक्ट हुआ है पूरा ऑल
आई थिंक अब इस टाइम पे आई थिंक मेरे ख्याल से ऑलमोस्ट 90% ऑफ पॉपुलेशन ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड हैज बीन इफेक्टेड बाय
अफेक्ट हो चुकी है. लेकिन इसका जो एक पॉजिटिव पहलू था उस पे आप लोगों ने ध्यान दिया. हमारा जो ओजोन लेयर था 2% रिकवर हुआ है बिकॉज ऑफ दिस, क्योंकि लॉकडाउन लग चुका था और हमने अपनी कार और एसी कम यूज किया. एसी हमने कम इसलिए यूज किया बिकॉज दैट पर्टिकुलर कोरोना वायरस प्रोपोगेट वेरी फास्टली देयर.
Exactly.
तो अगर हम थोड़ा सा, हमें प्रकृति सिखा रही है, वी हैव टू टेक द एक्शन नाउ, आई थिंक.
Very
Right.
true and very well said, Dr. Janvi. And I think our youth as well as generation, each and every generation should learn from you people. कि कैसे हम अपने अर्थ को सेव करें, हम अपने अर्थ को इन सब जो भी आपदाएं आ रही हैं जिस तरह से हम लोग झेल रहे हैं. एंड आई थिंक एवरीवन हैज सफर्ड अ लॉट ड्यूरिंग दिस पैंडेमिक टाइम.
Exactly.
या सो वी शुड डू मतलब हम अपनी तरफ से जो कोशिश कर सकते हैं, बीइंग एनवायरमेंटलिस्ट, जो भी आप हम कर सकते हैं हमें करना चाहिए.
एक्चुअली जो हमारे मदर फादर ने हमें बड़ी अच्छी ग्रीन अर्थ दी थी. मुझे लगता है हम सब उस जमाने से हैं जिसने गांव के झूले देखे हैं, गांव में नदियां देखी हैं, गांव देखा है हमने. नाउ दिस इज अवर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. वी हैव टू गिव द सेम थिंग टू अवर चिल्ड्रन. हमें ये सारी चीजें सेम देनी है, अदरवाइज हम फॉल्टी तो हम होंगे ना.
बिल्कुल. एंड आफ्टरवर्ड्स अगर हम नहीं करेंगे तो देन आवर फ्यूचर जनरेशन विल सफर फॉर दिस.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. एंड इफ वी आर वर्किंग इन द फील्ड और इस फील्ड में है तो दिस इज मतलब हम ज्यादा रिस्पॉन्सिबल हुए. वी हैव टू टेक द एक्शन. So you both are and your group are doing really well. Your
Thank
books
you
are
so much, ma'am.
It's very
Thank
good.
you so much.
Very good. All the best and we are looking forward कि आप इस तरह के प्रोग्राम्स ऑर्गेनाइज करते रहो.
Definitely, ma'am.
बिल्कुल, definitely. And I think Sumit Purohit sir has been not been connected. So as the time is not allowing us to proceed further, we should
conclude this.
conclude the session over here only. So very thankful to all the guests, Dr. Janvi ma'am, Dr. Balwant sir, Dr. Shraddha Bisht, and Dr. Sumit, though we could not connect with him, but then also actually he is traveling, and that is why the problem is coming.
Right.
सो आई थिंक मैं अपने ऑडियंस से यही बोलना चाहूँगी कि जिस तरह से हमारे ग्रुप का मोटिव है कि हम प्लांटेशन करें एंड मैक्सिमम प्लांटेशन करें, और जिस तरह से हमें सर और मैम ने बताया कि किस तरह से हम प्लांटेशन करें और कैसे वो हमारे लिए सिग्निफिकेंट हो सकता है, वी शुड फॉलो देम एंड हमें उस तरीके से आगे बढ़ना चाहिए एंड कंटिन्यूस प्लांटेशन करते रहना चाहिए. And with this, I think, with this note, I would like to say thanks to you, to our all the panelists, as well as हमारे जितने भी jury members हैं, Mr. Manoj Krishnan, then Miss Vandana Bhasin, for judging the writing contest, as well as for art and craft contest, as well as a very, very thanks to my audience, my GTNL family members, जिन्होंने बच्चों ने बड़ों ने they all participated and they showed so much of enthusiasm. जिस तरह से उन्होंने participate, मतलब I felt कि 2 years के बच्चे से लेके एक 78 years के लोग, correct, 88 लोगों ने उसमें participate किया, and they were so excited and we were just loving the participation.
Exactly.
So I would like to thank everyone.
Everyone was like very much curious to participate in our cultural events, plantation, art and craft, writing competition. Everyone was there in every field, so it was like very much encouraging for us also.
That's really wonderful.
So thank you so much, Dr. Shraddha ma'am, Dr. Janvi ma'am, and Dr. Balwant sir.
Thank you so much to all of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for organizing this wonderful program today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure, sir.
Yes.